Blog Talk Radio.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution. Join me, Naima Latif, every morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, as we bring you stimulating discussions about the issues affecting our lives. If you're listening online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution, press the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every morning directly to your email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, Executive Producer of the Female Solution Radio Show. We invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo. In South Africa, Sawubona. In Senegal, Nangadef. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, Palestine, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all. Join us live on the on-air radio network. Call 727-731-5192. We want to talk to you. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, and if you're watching this, that means you're one of the 4.6 billion people from around the world who are using an electronic device to talk to people. In these times, people are using the internet to talk to everybody. Friends, neighbors, family members, co-workers. People are on their cell phones and computers all day long. Now, if you're in business, that is great news. That means you can sell your products and services all day long and never have to leave your home. All you need is a media connection, somebody to connect you to an audience. And that's why I'm talking to you today. We produce programs, and our audience members are people who shop. They buy clothes, food, beauty supplies, cleaning supplies, home repair, transportation services, child care services. Whatever you're selling, they need to buy it. We're your media connection. Just follow this link, and tomorrow you can sit back and relax at home while your business is making you money.
Hi, I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms.
And in case you didn't notice the resemblance, we're also three sisters.
We're going to be coming to you every week, sharing our successes and our mistakes as we navigate our lives as moms, wives, sisters, daughters, and of course, Black women in today's world.
We'll talk about it all: race, politics, religion, economics, culture, and we'll take a look at everything from whether or not to use corporal punishment, to how do you teach your children about sex?
Look for our upcoming book, Growing Up Charles. It's a personal story about our lives growing up in Maple Park on Chicago's South Side. I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms. Follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Three Black Moms.
Yes. Well, grand rising, and thank you all for joining us for another Thursday edition of the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. I'm Naima Latif, and today is our day to shop with Zoe. Yes, we are going to show you how you can create a successful business on TikTok. You know, if you've been paying attention to the news and the conversations, you know this thing about social media has gotten so intense. And the reason for that is our world of commerce has changed. It has changed drastically from the way it used to be. And one of the reasons why is because people are buying and selling online like never before. Already, people were using online shopping. Maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago. But after the pandemic, it just exploded because people were locked down. So you had to find ways of being able to continue your life, even if you couldn't leave your home. Well, that created a whole new market. And one of the reasons why people are looking to TikTok is because as a social media platform started in a very densely populated place, it reaches a wide audience. And if you're in business, that's what you need to successfully sell your products. So we're going to talk about that. And Zoe Ma, international businesswoman, regular promoter of products and services that can make your life better, that may come from all over the world. She's going to assist you who are considering entrepreneurship as whether it's a second income or going to be your primary source of survival, as a way to effectively reach a large audience. And we want, of course, as always, share with you your opportunities to share with us that which we are bringing to the consciousness of our global family, and giving you a chance to increase your income by simply sharing the knowledge. And we want you to be part of our prosperity partners by going to our website. And if you are a person who is looking at a way to supplement your income, or even to increase your current income online, or to simply find out what new products and services may be available, we want to give you that opportunity. It's always a challenge when you have had perhaps a steady source of revenue provided by a source that you trusted to continue to pay you. And then that source disappears. Well, it's happened to many people. It's a part of life. Things change. However, if you are innovative, you don't need to ever miss a beat when it comes to being able to take care of yourself. Because buying and selling is the way of life. All over the world, people are merchants. And that being the case, if you're a person who is in the business of buying and selling, then you're going to want to reach people in every way you can. And this is why we give you the opportunity to partner with us as we discover various products and services. Our website, thefemalesolution.com, gives you a whole rundown on our team of hosts that you see Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week, and each with her own point of view. We've got Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks, Gathering of the Griots with Asada, and Repairing Broken Families with myself, Naima Latif, and my co-host, Kareem Hamid. And then today we've got Shop with Zoe. And we invite you to join us on Fridays for Health and Wellbeing with Beata. On Saturdays, the first Saturday of the month, Success Strategies with Jana. The second Saturday, Walk in Your Authority with Mama Joy. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, the Global Virtual Teen Talent Competition with the Higher Learning Network TV. And on the fifth Saturdays, only a few fifth Saturdays out of the year, we'll be live on location at the Elevate Cafe. And we get a chance to conversate at the Elevate Cafe. And of course, that means if you're in and around the Chicagoland area, you can meet us personally. We'll introduce you to authors, producers, artists. Now, of course, Sunday is Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. And we're excited because we get a chance to explore many things that are higher consciousness so that we can elevate our minds. And we share with you some of the promotional videos that give you a little more insight of who we are and what we do every day, bringing you information. But of course, we also, all of us as business women, are giving you a chance to enhance your business. So you can go to the products page and see some of our products that are constantly increasing. And you can order online. You can get our handy expanding travel bag if you're a traveler and you need to be able to grab and go, whether you're going by plane, train, car, bus, or boat. You need to have a quick way to put your things in order and make sure you've got everything you need. And you can get that handy expanding travel bag, which folds out and expands to make more room as you need it. And then you get the Breathe Better tea. And of course, that gives you an opportunity to experience a good tasting tea that can clear your sinuses. The Heine warmer, now, of course, if you got that call of nature early on a cold morning, you want to be able to sit and release without a cold behind. So we want you to feel comfortable in that process. And then, of course, we've got the fancy foot warmers, and you can get those in a pair of those. And we want you to be able to warm your feet or hands. Just plug it in and feel the heat. And that tidy toilet blaster, of course, if you've ever had to call a plumber, and I love my plumber, great guy. One day maybe we'll have him on the show, but it costs. And if you'd like to just unstop that sink, that toilet, that piping system that sometimes gets clogged, you want to be able to do it in your own home without spending $300-400 a whop. Yeah, every time you have to go, each call is going to cost you more than you probably want to spend. So you can order that tidy toilet blaster. But now for those people who order our products, you can get paid because they order our products. You simply share the page and you fill out this form, and so that your rep number is your phone that appears on their order, and you get paid that 20% of the profits that we receive. And so that's what they call passive income. You don't have to really do anything in the beginning. Just simply choose to share. And that's what we want you to be able to do. And that's how we share with you. And our economy is based on people sharing information, sharing things that they have, sharing products, sharing services, sharing knowledge. That's all commerce is. And what we exchange for what we receive is what we agree is currency, something representing the value of what we have shared. That's what we do. So, business is not something that's difficult to understand. We just want more people to participate in it so that they are not feeling at the mercy of those who may have let them go from a job. All of us who have ever had a position where we thought we were going to be able to pay our bills because they were going to pay us every payday, whether that payday was once a month at the beginning of the month, or if it was the 1st and the 15th of the month, or if it was every Friday, whatever it was, we grew to depend on it. And then when it disappeared, many of us panicked because the first thought was, how am I going to survive? And yet, if you are worrying about survival, that means you've become too dependent on someone else's idea that pays them a living, that enables them to share what they receive by paying you. That's all an employee is, someone who is sharing the income of someone who created an idea, and they need others to help them in promoting that idea, that product, that service, whatever it is, whether you're helping to make the thing that they created or talk about the thing they created or any other aspect of helping them sell the thing they created, you're an employee. They employ you, they pay you to help them make money from the thing they created. That's all. But if something happens and things change and they change their mind about paying you, then what are you going to do? Well, what you're going to do is panic unless you have a source of income that you control. And that's why becoming an entrepreneur is a way to free you from other people making decisions as to whether or not you can have money. So go ahead and go to the website and fill out the Prosperity Partners form so that you can get paid to promote products and programs on the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. We've got some that have signed up and got paid a bit, and we, of course, appreciate the fact that everybody can share in the wealth that is constantly being circulated. This isn't something that requires you to do anything. But if you want to be that entrepreneur that sells products and services, we want you to also know how to do it in the best way possible. And you can have your own online store. So if you are ready to take responsibility for your income, then start taking notes because we are going to learn how to shop with Zoe and learn how to successfully sell on TikTok. So thank you for joining us today, Zoe, with more on
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, it's a great morning today. And one of the things that excites me is as a businesswoman, when I need money and I can go onto my website and see people that have purchased my books and know that I got paid simply because I had a product that people wanted. And so this is what every business person wants to be able to do, to be making money because they posted something and people buy it and they've got money in their account and they didn't have to trade their time for money. I could be doing something else that I enjoy while I'm making money. And that's the power of social media and promoting a product or service all over the world. People can be buying your products and you might not have to do anything at all. Just look at your account and see the money.
Yeah, you don't have to be 9 to 5. When
Yes,
you go to get a job, it's 9 to 5. You have a full-time job, or if you work in some part-time job, they only give you a couple of hours, but you have to travel a lot. So how you can
yes,
do stay home, especially when you have young kids. To be
yes,
able to stay home with your young kids is good for the upbringing for your child. So I remember when my son was born, like 4 months, I quit the job, altogether. So I have never really worked for somebody else, without the flexibility since my son was like 4 months old. I couldn't take it anymore. I was just, a real estate agent at that time. And I decided I'm going to be on my own and let God guide me through the journey, which is, I'm so grateful that I was able to be where I am today. It was only with God's guidance. Without his hands in my life, I know it. But so I just want to tell young mothers, and I actually, one of my tenants is a young mother, and she just moved to live in Upper Wisconsin, in rural Wisconsin. She's from like I think West Side Melrose Park, and she has 5 young kids. And she said, "What should I do?" I said, "You know what? Open up a TikTok shop, and then you can sell things, from the things you need, because what you need is someone else will share the same idea." I think pick up a product that actually is a solution for somebody's problem in their life, and that's how you pick up product. So I had a TikTok account before, and then I had the trick, so I was able to get 1,000 followers before I could start a live stream. I think at that time TikTok has a requirement that you have to have 1,000 followers before you can use the live stream function. And so I just got back to TikTok again a couple of days ago, and I'm just starting to see what it is. How do they promote small business on TikTok Shop? And then, so all of you, maybe you can check it out. I actually bought my first purchase on TikTok a couple of days ago. But you go to the shopping section, you will see there's 2 types of shops there. Some is just a picture, and then you order through the picture. The other one is more live shows. It's like TikTok's live streaming the whole shopping demonstration. Like you go to a store, a salesperson are going to talk to you, demonstrate the product. That's exactly what it is on TikTok stream. And that's not new for TikTok, because that mode of selling has been around for over 10 years in China. And because I saw how it done in China. In China, it's not just TikTok. Actually, the most popular one, I think, is not TikTok. It is Alibaba Taobao, and other ones. They have, I think that mode of live stream has been around in China for 10-15 years, and very successful. So right now, and it will be the trend for the United States too. The brick and mortar stores going to be closing, and probably you'll see a lot of the stores are closing around you. I know some Macy's stores closing, Dollar Tree is closing, Family Dollars are closing. Things are changing, and also for the south side of Chicago and some west side Chicago, there aren't any stores around you, and people need to buy. So how to solve that problem? And I'm so glad to see TikTok import this concept of live stream shopping in on that platform, because and I think maybe it's a byproduct of a pandemic. What happened in China is the same. The almost everywhere in China was closed down. They're in quarantine, one area over another. So people cannot go outside shopping. So online shopping on social media has become the trend, and gradually replacing a lot of the stores. So, but it opened a lot of opportunities for people who want to have their own shops without the capital. That's the beauty of TikTok shopping platform, is for those people that open a store with $0. How much it costs you to open a TikTok account? $0. I mean, I just, before I got on the show, I want to check up a few live streamers. How many followers do they have? And I think the number is 5,000, but I saw a lady who only have 2,500. So if you can get to like a 2,500, maybe less, I don't know, I haven't checked the requirement on TikTok. You
I
can
think it's
have
1,000. I think, yeah.
yeah, before it was 1,000, but I don't know about TikTok live streaming.
Oh, live stream.
Store. If the
Mm,
store have a different level, but before it was 1,000 for live stream. But the
mhm.
shopping part, I don't know. So, and then I would highly recommend everyone go to TikTok shop and look at the ones are streaming. So interesting. It's like a show.
Wow.
And then in China, that's how a lot of products are being sold in China. With the Chinese community, we have called a WeChat group. So then we see a lot of short videos, and also WeChat also have a shopping streaming too. So it's fascinating to me. They shop kitchen appliances, furniture, everything.
Wow.
They will, yeah, it's from a warehouse. They show
Like a shopping
furnitures, or I think maybe some organizers like IKEA in your own studio.
Well, that's the thing. People who would watch the Home Shoppers Network on TV, once it got to be on platforms like TikTok, and people sell on Instagram, people sell on Facebook and all that. But once it got to a social media platform, that's how a lot of people do their regular shopping. And so if you look at TikTok with all of the access to all of the various people, and if somebody's looking at a TikTok ad and they go, oh, okay, I'll buy. Just how many thousands and thousands and thousands of people can you reach in a few minutes, which is why it's so popular as now a marketplace.
Yeah.
And so it's revolutionizing the way we do business. That's just simply, that's what it is.
Exactly. So I think the beauty of this one compared to the traditional selling is zero capital. So TikTok is equalizer. Doesn't matter you have a lot of money or you have less.
That's the key. It used to be you had to have shop. Yes, that's what makes it an equalizer. We got to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll see if we can show you some of the things that you might see, and might give you some ideas of how you may want to promote your product or service. Just think, you can do what the major corporations do with no money. We'll be right back after this quick break. And we want you to stick and stay. Don't stray away. We'll be right back after this brief message so that you can shop with Zoe. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif. And if you're watching this, that means you're one of the 4.6 billion people from around the world who are using an electronic device to talk to people. In these times, people are using the internet to talk to everybody. Friends, neighbors, family members, co-workers. People are on their cell phones and computers all day long. Now, if you're in business, that is great news. That means you can sell your products and services all day long and never have to leave your home. All you need is a media connection, somebody to connect you to an audience. And that's why I'm talking to you today. We produce programs, and our audience members are people who shop. They buy clothes, food, beauty supplies, cleaning supplies, home repair, transportation services, child care services. Whatever you're selling, they need to buy it. We're your media connection. Just follow this link, and tomorrow you can sit back and relax at home while your business is making you money.
Yes, your business is making you money. And this is what we want you to be able to do, is make money. Now, a lot of people, they don't know how to do something as basic as get a TikTok account. I was surprised. Well, I'm not surprised. Some people are having a difficult time coming into the information age and learning how to work their cell phone. Don't be afraid. It's just a phone. It's not smarter than you. But some people think it is. So can you explain basically how to get a TikTok account for people who just seem to feel it's complicated? First of all, doesn't take any money. But what are the things that they need to have? Do they need to have an email address? Do they need to have, do they need
Phone number.
a website? What do they need if they want to have a TikTok account?
First of all, you the TikTok app is on the your Google app, the Google Store, or Apple Store, and then you just tap in TikTok. It will bring up an icon. It look like a music note, and then you just press it. It's download. So you just download to your phone, and I think it takes about like a minute or so. When you see the icon of that music note, I think it's a white note on a black background, show up on your phone. You tap it again, and then you open and they will start ask for your name, your age. Just make sure. I think TikTok just have a limited edition for people younger than 13. So you just put on your birthday, the year of birth, and then your phone number. Actually, and then you create your password and then put your whatever name you want to be. So this is very, very simple. Just need the 3 information. I think that's how I sign up the TikTok account. And then you just, if you don't want to go through the trouble to have your own name, they will sign you one, and later you can change a name that you want to have. Otherwise, they just give you a mix of numbers and letters. Then you are there, and they ask, what TikTok wants to know is, what are your interests? So TikTok is good at to find the people, like-minded people for you. Like, if you are interested in travel, if you are interested in music, if you are interested in politics, history, whatever, sports. So you put on that, that's kind of the basic profile for you. And then they will actually find the short videos for you. And then you just go through it, almost like flipping through TV channels. You just flip on your phone, basically like a TV show right on your phone. It's so as simple as that. And then later you can put in a lot more description of you. How do you describe yourself? That's you want to put it down. If you want to go more about yourself, I go very basic. This time I sign up a TikTok. It's more for I want to promote people, the digital entrepreneurship. So my TikTok handle is Zoe's Mini Amazon. So I just believe everybody can have their own Amazon store on TikTok, and that's how you make money. When your first job is, whenever you have first job, don't forget, have a backup plan. I remember a long time ago, I told my brother, I said, you know what, for you to stay in that job is a coincidence. It's not destiny. You may not like your job, so you quit. Or your boss may not like you. You have problem. Either your boss is gonna fire you or something, or the economy is going bad that your company is now cannot survive. So the company as a whole will go away. So you always want to have a backup plan. And that's something you can control, because when you work for someone else, doesn't matter you are even CEO, you can be removed. Like Twitter, the PC, someone bought Twitter,
Yeah.
the platform, they fire you.
Yes.
There's no guarantee that you will stay in that job forever. But you know what's gonna stay with you? Yourself.
Right. Right. Right.
So it's make a living to keep you make a living by yourself is the way to go. That's
Yes.
always guaranteed. And then you know what? As you grow, you learn so much from other people, and then your skill will be very much polished and ensure your success.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
better than change to another job. You don't know a lot of your skills are not can be transported to another one. And then any company you work for, they only take a percentage of your talent. When I was working as my second job, and I just feel like this job only take a percentage. I'm just like a big machine. They use me as a part. I
Ooh.
myself is a machine. No, they don't need the whole talent of you. They only need a little bit fit into their machine, and then the rest of your talent is wasted with them. And that's the reason I just decided, I'm not gonna waste my life on this, you know, this job. So I quit after 3 years, and I went to get my master's degree in business. I just want to know what it is. And then
Mhm.
after I got my master's in business administration, I work for my own.
Yes. You know, one thing a lot of people have observed that many successful business people, it came at a time of crisis where maybe they lost a job suddenly or had some overwhelming financial debt that their job wasn't covering. And it kind of forced them to be creative in their thinking. And they decided to do something they would never consider doing and get paid. And then the thing that they did outside their job became more satisfying than the job. And eventually they quit the job. I think sometimes our fears keep us from being our best selves. And instead of us relying on our own ingenuity, our own creativity, our own skills, talents, and ideas, we look for somebody to give us what we think is a steady paycheck, not realizing that that's just another human being and they can easily, like you said, make a decision. Oh, I don't want you anymore. I don't need you anymore. Or we got a machine to do what you do now. And so, where's that steady income you were relying on? You were basing that mortgage payment on. You were basing that car payment on. You were relying on it for your survival. And when it was taken away, you see how insecure a job really is because it's someone else's decision that's controlling your life. And I'm not saying go out and quit your job today. If you've got a job that's paying you, that's fine. But always have something that you control so that you can never be fired. Your own energy can make you money, but you got to believe in yourself. You got to believe enough in your ideas and your inspirations that you're willing to take the time to develop it. And now, with things like TikTok reaching hundreds, thousands, hundreds of
170 million.
millions of people, you know how quickly you can suddenly sell something that you thought needed to take a lot of money, to, $1 million advertising on TV. Well, you don't need that now. You just need a TikTok account. You just learn how to set it up. So, what are you waiting for?
Yeah, you should not underestimate your popularity, because
Yeah.
I saw this a ranch man from Oklahoma. He said, I live in the place like only 3,000 population, and but right now I'm selling my meat to 49 out of 50 states, except Hawaii, that he cannot sell. And just the power of that. And then he said, I love TikTok because TikTok gave me a voice to people who are so insignificant in the big American, like a 350 million population. He has a voice, he has a platform, and he has a marketplace that he can support his family, almost like the almost the corner of the world, in the middle of nowhere, a ranch, with a town with 3,000 population in Oklahoma. I think that's the power of TikTok. Make you popular, make you connect with people who share the same interest and a community, and that's what TikTok about. And I see the and TikTok is more into connect people than policing, and which is more like Facebook and YouTube. They, they the reason why TikTok made the same kind of mistakes as Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, but not being banned. Have you heard that the state government want to pass a bill to ban Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube? No. So
Ooh, this is a serious information war going on, because what happens if there are no restrictions on these kinds of platforms? Once again, you used to have millions of dollars to promote a business on television. I mean, how many millions did it cost to advertise during the Super Bowl, because all those viewers were there? Well, just think if you could reach all those people and it cost you nothing but a TikTok account, which cost you nothing. So that means, like you say, it's the equalizer. What happens when the average citizen has the same power as major corporations? What happens when the average citizen has the same power as the major networks? This is what we're doing right now. So if our programs have the same capacity to reach people and teach people and inspire people and influence people, then there is no class difference between people. Well, you have to have a certain amount of money before you can control your life, or you can influence people, or you can have an opinion that is heard. That's gone. That's what we're saying. The world has changed, and the people who used to be in control are seeing their control is gone, and that's what they're panicking about. They can't control what you say, what you think, where you go. They used to be able to do that by putting information out that kept you in a state of fear of what you didn't know. But now you can reach people all over the world. You can buy and sell all over the world. So what would happen if we did that? Well, what if the average citizen, like your space, your own mini Amazon, so to speak, your own big box store? What happens then? Doesn't that erase a lot of the conflict between nations about commerce? If everybody can talk to everybody can sell to everybody can buy from everybody, then there are no enemies. It's just a matter of who gives you what you need and gives you the best price you'd like to pay for it. That's who wins. So wouldn't that encourage people to be their best at whatever they're creating that they want to buy and sell, or they want to trade with others? Wouldn't that encourage people to strive to learn how to perfect whatever their craft is? Not out of fear of being fired, but because you want your customers to buy from you because you have something good that they like. I think that's the best way for us to evolve as a human species into a state of excellence, rather than having other people controlling our time and making us always living in a state of fear that we're going to be fired and won't be able to pay our bills. So this is the future, and the future is now. We now all have the same power. So we can stop complaining about who isn't giving us a living wage, or who isn't being non-discriminatory in their hiring. You know what? I don't care if you like me for being female or dark-skinned or living in Chicago or whatever other thing you categorize me as. I don't care. I don't need you to care. I have something that people want. I know how to sell it online. So it doesn't matter. Your opinion doesn't matter. And once we can swallow that reality, that new reality, we can free our minds to go ahead and set up a business and start making money. It doesn't matter who's racist or who's sexist or xenophobic. They don't like people from other countries. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you like. I have a product. I have a service. You can pay for it online. You can pay for it any time of day or night from wherever you are, and I can get paid, and I can pay my bills. So it just changes everything. It really does.
Yeah, you see, here in America, it's so much control. People live in America don't realize how much their life has been controlled. When you
Yes.
go to another country, actually, there's a lot of freedom. You can sell anything you want on anywhere. Well, like where not blocking traffic, but you don't need a permit. You can just get. You don't need
Yeah.
a storefront. There's no laws that you cannot sell on the street. And in
Yeah.
America, they say, oh, you cannot sell here, you cannot sell there, and they set your price by tariff. Remember, Trump waged the tariff war with China, the
Mhm.
trade war. Who's paying for it? Average American, because you have to pay
Right.
more for the product.
Well, that was the whole idea. So if
Yes,
you have to
because
pay
they
more,
just
then you
feel
won't
like
you won't buy
they
it.
control who can have certain product. For the poor people who cannot afford it, no, you don't have a right to own that. Why can't you have some product is affordable and just a little bit above cost? No, the tariff is for the rich people to control the pricing. You have the pricing. It's so strange. I think bread in China costs. I saw that I think the other day I forward people. Walmart in China is very popular too. It's and they sell a dollar. A bread is for $1. But how much can we buy the bread? Like a loaf of bread for $1 anymore? They artificially set the price. They artificially set the price for labor. They artificially set the price on products, and then they are complaining about now the people from the south border to come, and there's including a lot of Chinese, and they were just like, why
Mhm.
these Chinese are coming to United States? You know how much it costs a Chinese to coming from China to the United States, and then why they are here. Okay, it costs about, I think, average 400,000 Chinese yuan, which
Wow.
is
Wow.
450, almost $50,000
Wow.
US dollars to come. So you think why they want to come? Because they have 50,000 US dollar to spend on this journey. To them, it's almost like hiking trail.
Mhm.
So to them it's tourist spot. They go hiking. They just hiking from China all the way to the United States through southern border.
Wow.
The
Wow.
reason, number one, is the false advertising, propaganda. The Americans send around the world, which me as a victim too. My whole 30 years here, I just feel like I'm a victim of American propaganda, that this land is probably like have gold all over the ground, that all I need is just pick it up. That's not true. That's number one. And that's the reason these people came. This whole, like, what, 20,000-30,000 Chinese just came a year for what? Because America artificially set the price for labor, and artificially set the price for US dollars, because it's $1 US equals 7.2 Chinese yuan. That means if they just go have a haircut at $30 in China, 30 Chinese yuan, if they are like a hairdresser, so if they work, they give a haircut in China, they make 30 Chinese yuan. But same labor, if they do it in the United States, it's 30 US dollars. It's 7 times of the profits. If the labor is the same, it's that person. But the profit is 7-fold. Why wouldn't they come to United States? I say, if the US States, the value is dollar, nobody will come to United States. What's the point? To waste 50,000 US dollars
Wow.
and hiking for like what I think it's a month and a half journey.
Mm.
And then in the certain part of it through Mexico, it's very, very dangerous. I think it was Mexico. They normally come from Ecuador.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Ecuador. Yeah, it's Ecuador has a free
Yes.
visa to you Chinese citizens. So they flew to
Yes.
Ecuador and they hike all the way up. Certain part it was dangerous. Why? Because it's false advertising and also artificial price setting. This is the whole thing about the United States. The American citizens do not have a right to fair pricing.
Mm.
Your housing is very expensive. Your food is very expensive. Why? We are all human beings. Why we can't have fair pricing? Because some people want to control. They control the distribution channel. And that's where they get the money. It's not the cost of the product set the price. It's distribution channel. And what the TikTok and this social media platform good at is eliminate that distribution channel that is someone else making money and have the product to reach the consumer directly. That's the equalizer, and that's what they're afraid of.
Yes, that is it. So what happens when prices are not artificially set the way they have been, and you can actually pay for things what they really cost? That changes everything. And that's why the power of social media is making major corporations afraid, because they don't have the power to artificially set prices and price some people out of living. That's what's happened. And when you get to a point where you can't even buy food to feed yourself, you can't buy shelter to keep yourself warm or cool off in the elements of the earth, and you need to be indoors and you need to be housed and you can't afford basic shelter, people get desperate. And that's where crime comes in. That's where theft comes in. That's why you find the most low income places are the places where the highest crime is, because people are feeling helpless, like they can't take care of themselves, and they have to take from others who they fear won't share. So this is what we're experiencing right now with high crime areas where people have been removed from jobs, where industries have moved overseas, and so large numbers of people no longer have a way to feed themselves. Unless they can come up with a business that provides something that people need and they can get them to pay for it, then they're going to struggle. They're going to suffer. They're going to be among all these people who have money and they don't have any, and they feel like, well, I'll just take what I want. And that's where robbery comes in. And so we see it all over the place. And it doesn't have to be, because right now, if you've got a cell phone, you got a business, you can download TikTok and set up a store. Just think of something you'd like to sell. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be something that you have. It could be somebody else's stuff. That's why at the beginning of the show, we pulled up. We can even help you with products that you can sell. That's why we advise you to become one of our prosperity partners. Get paid by promoting what we're selling. But whatever you're selling, you can get paid and not have to do a 9 to 5 somewhere where somebody controls your time. The biggest block in our thinking is the fear that we can't do what other people are doing all over the world. And it's an indoctrination that has happened since we started going to school. One of the most crippling things is the American public school system, teaching you that your future depends on if people like you well enough to hire you for a job. Nowhere in the school system is it telling you, if you have an interest or a talent and you are willing to develop it to a state of excellence, then you can share it with others for a price that they will pay, because you have created something that they desire to have. And this is what can sustain your life. They never teach you that principle of living, of independent entrepreneurship, where you control your income and it doesn't depend on whether or not you put your resume on the right kind of paper or all those other things they used to tell us. You don't have to spend a lot of years and money listening to professors read from a book that you could have read yourself. You don't have to do any of those things. You just have to figure out what you would like to do and how you can sell it. And the school system doesn't teach you that. They teach you that your security depends on someone else hiring you, some big company or the government hiring you and paying you a salary that you can depend on to pay your regular bills, your car note, your rent, your mortgage, your electric bill, all these things. So everything that is created that destroys that system creates fear in those who have been profiting from that system. Everything. And now you have a social media platform that is not censored and isn't trying to control what you say or do or what you sell. Now, of course, you do want to be ethical about whatever you sell. But the whole thing about selling is that it's your presence, your international presence. So how do you want to define yourself? How do you want the world to see you? You want them to see you in a good light. So you want to be excellent in whatever you sell. You want to be ethical in whatever you sell. But you have the power to do it. It's in your hands every day. It's in your hands. So there's nobody to blame anymore for your poverty. The only thing right now stopping you is your own mind. And that's a mind that's been conditioned since before kindergarten that other people have to like you and hire you in order for you to survive. That's no longer the reality. That's what we want you to understand.
Yeah, we all need to take a leap of faith. I think that's what I did when, after I finished my master's degree, I just feel like I don't want to work for a Fortune 500 company. I don't want my time to be controlled, because when you work for a company, your time is controlled. You're the most productive time, which is 9 to 5, is being controlled by somebody else.
Yes.
And then so they only limited. I remember when I was working my job, out of 9 to 5, 8 hours, I only need to work like 1 or 2 hours. The rest of the time I have to figure out how I kill this time. What a waste. And that's the reason I left the job. It's like it was too easy, and it didn't need much creativity. And they didn't pay me. They only pay me for the 2 hours of the 8 hours. So that's why they don't pay that much. And why I want to waste my time? So that's why I left. To some people, maybe a good job, very stable. I just met my former coworker from 20 years ago, 2 weeks ago. She was there for 20 years. And now I couldn't take that kind of job. But look at I am, in 20 years, I'm almost retired. She find another job working downtown. I said, okay, good for you. But for me, I don't need it.
I control my time.
I want to control my time, who I want to meet, because I feel sometimes you learn from strangers. And I can talk to anyone. When I started my running, I want to build assisted living facility. I have absolutely no background in healthcare, so I met people through the realtor who selling some facility, introducing, because they all know who's who in the water field. And I said, I want to run assisted living. So he connect me with certain people. And from there, I run my own assisted living. I self-taught myself how to run assisted living.
Wow.
It's not that difficult.
Yes. But you can learn something new.
Yeah, you just be willing. And after I quit working when my son was 4 months old, I started doing Airbnb before there was Airbnb. I managed about vacation rentals at that time.
Wow. Well, you know, let's talk about that a bit because you know a lot of people think it's hard to do things, you know, make money off of property that you own, but you can do that and you can promote it on TikTok. We're
You
going to
can
talk
do a
about
lot
that.
of things. Yes.
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 We're going to take a quick break and we come back. We got a comment from our Monday morning mindfulness host, Zelda Speaks, and she says, Grand Rising, beautiful queen teachers. The old system is crumbling, and it's your chance to build a life you desire for yourself and family. Nothing can stop you. Use that cell as a tool. Make it pay for itself.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's a tax deductible, like business expense. Your phone, your internet is a business expense.
Yes, it's a business expense. Everything is a business expense when you're in business. And that's another thing we're going to talk about because there's so many benefits to being in business. And used to be you had to be this wealthy person to be in business. Now all you need is just a
A
cell
TikTok
phone and an
account.
idea and a TikTok account. We'll be right back after this brief message. So stick and stay. Don't stray away. We'll be right back. So stay with us.
Hi, I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms.
And in case you didn't notice the resemblance, we're also three sisters.
We're going to be coming to you every week, sharing our successes and our mistakes as we navigate our lives as moms, wives, sisters, daughters, and of course, Black women in today's world.
We'll talk about it all: race, politics, religion, economics, culture, and we'll take a look at everything from whether or not to use corporal punishment to how do you teach your children about sex.
Look for our upcoming book, Growing Up Charles. It's a personal story about our lives growing up in Maple Park on Chicago's South Side. I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms. Follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Three Black Moms.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif, and if you're watching this, that means you're one of the 4.6 billion people from around the world who are using an electronic device to talk to people. In these times, people are using the internet to talk to everybody. Friends, neighbors, family members, co-workers. People are on their cell phones and computers all day long. Now, if you're in business, that is great news. That means you can sell your products and services all day long and never have to leave your home. All you need is a media connection, somebody to connect you to an audience. And that's why I'm talking to you today. We produce programs, and our audience members are people who shop. They buy clothes, food, beauty supplies, cleaning supplies, home repair, transportation services, child care services. Whatever you're selling, they need to buy it. We're your media connection. Just follow this link, and tomorrow you can sit back and relax at home while your business is making you money.
Do you want to live in a world without war? Join our global peace movement. Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Life transcends culture, religion, ideology, and other boundaries to achieve peaceful harmony in the global society. HWPL is committed to bringing world peace and cessation of war through peaceful dialogue between religious groups. I am Director Shin-Suk Kim of the HWPL Chicago branch of North America. Join us for our next gathering. Call 773-580-1501 and be a part of the movement for world peace. Email us at chicagohwpl@gmail.com.
And we are back. You're listening to and watching the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. I'm Naima Latif, and today we are going to shop with Zoe as we learn how to create a successful business online, and you can successfully sell on TikTok. So there are a lot of things being bought and sold on TikTok, and we're going to bring up a few things on the screen that you can see how very uh, varied it is, because people are buying and selling everything. But now you're in real estate. You've bought some properties, and there are people who maybe own homes, buildings, and what people are doing is getting paid by travelers who want to have more of a home environment when they travel to a city. So they will stop at an Airbnb, a place where they can have a living room, a dining room, a kitchen at their disposal. People are renting out their places for, a couple of days, a week, uh, a place that's more homey than a hotel room. And it's a way you can make money if you own property. So tell us how that works if a person has property that they want to share with those who come into the city and don't want to stay at a hotel. They want more of a home.
Yeah, I think I started around 2004. I learned that trick through Irish firefighter in the South Side. I was helping him to do a mortgage, and we met. And then he was telling me what he's doing with his property is doing vacation rentals. And at that time, all of my property was around Grand Park. And so the south of the park, east of the west of the park, and north of the park. And then because Chicago is in the summertime is a big vacation spot, tourist destination, and also in the spring and the fall is also Chicago McCormick Place has a lot of trade shows. So that's why there's a lot of hotels around the Grand Park. And then so I signed up at that time called Vacation Rental by Owner. And so yeah, 1 or 2 sites. And then so I managed do that. I think I was able to raise my child by that. I'm doing well with that. So now I think there's an Airbnb. I think Airbnb people now has understand this concept now, and then you have attract a lot of different people. Before it was a family who stayed in my house, like summertime a family will stay in my two bedroom, two bed, or 2 bedroom, 1 bed apartment downtown, because it's cheaper as a cooking a kitchen, so they can cook while they are vacation. So those are a good alternative to hotels. At that time, there's not a lot of extended stay hotel that offer a kitchen. So, but now, there's more house listed on Airbnb or like vacation rental, or but also there's also people not good characters using the facility for other reasons. So I would like to people, if you have a property, still list on Airbnb, because there's a legal issues. If someone trusts your place, then Airbnb can pay for it. I'm not so sure vacation rental can by owner will be able to do the same. So for that, this industry is being changed, not like the before. But I think on TikTok, honestly, I would not suggest people list their property on TikTok, because they will not have the kind of legal protection against incidents as strong as Airbnb. So TikTok is good for the marketplace to trade goods. Um, I think trading has as old as like 1,000 years. I think maybe start with the Greeks and in the Mediterranean they start trading because they didn't produce much in terms of crops, so they get fish and they trade goods. And then China, you know about the Silk Road. Basically, the Arabs transport the product from China to Europe for trade, and they earn the margin. And right now, you are replacing with the TikTok, you are replacing the Arab traders that travel thousands of miles from between China and Europe. And TikTok solve all the problem. You do not have to travel to the home of your customer, and the customer doesn't have to travel to your store. You can do it on TikTok, and it's more efficient to connect with the people. Then all you need to do figure out what you want to sell. Here's I want to tell you how to find the product. If I want to do something, where I will start what kind of product I want to first. As a mother, as a taking care of a home and then take care of kids, you want to see what you need for your life. What make you solve the problem for your life, make your life easier. And then you go to maybe you want to go to Amazon first, see what's the product list on Amazon that actually solve your issues. But don't buy from Amazon, because Amazon is also price setting that actually inflating the price. So what's the alternative? Amazon. That's why my TikTok is mini Amazon, that you can build your own store to compete with Amazon. So if you find the product in the Amazon that actually solves that actually can help solve your problem, make your life easier for you, where are you going to find the product? Maybe we want to show you. If you want to have a commercial break, we can tell people the secret after that.
Yes. And we want to show people, of course, you can go online and see how easy it is to set up your TikTok store. And, it really, you can go, it's TikTokshop.com/business-us. And, you can see people selling all kinds of things. The thing about it is that because there's no controls and so forth, if you can easily make a nice promotional video on your phone, like see this lady right here. And you can, if you've got a piece of property, you can, like if you're doing
an Airbnb, sell your property.
Yeah, you can sell your property, all kinds of things. So now just take a look at some of the things that TikTok offers in terms of its support. And in this space called sellers, you have a way to sign up and be one of those sellers. And it's e-commerce is what it's called, selling on the internet, e-commerce. And that is one of the ways that we're seeing our economy change, is that e-commerce is now outstripping people selling at malls, which you see a lot of malls really had difficulties, especially during the pandemic, and a lot of them closed because people are choosing e-commerce. And if you have an idea, as they say, use your creativity to earn money, and you can reach a wider and more diverse audience on TikTok, promote relevant brands and products, and explore new creative opportunities. You can sell something you created. You got a brand of cookies you want to put out there. Well, you don't always have to wait till a major chain store gives you shelf space in order to sell it. I'm not saying you shouldn't try to do that, but sometimes that process can take years and years and years, and all the different meetings you have to go through. But with a TikTok account, you can just start selling immediately. And then, of course, they've got a partner program where you can become a TikTok partner and just look at all things makeup and seminars. There are so many things that you can sell. The the possibilities are endless, and of course, right there you can contact TikTok if you need more information and want to speak to somebody, communicate with somebody. So we just want you to get out of the mindset that someone else has your future and your fate in their hands, because they don't. It's in your hands. It's that cell phone that you're holding that people are walking around looking at all day long and punching buttons, ordering things. E-commerce is the way of the now, not of the future. And it says 70% of TikTok users discover new brands and products on TikTok. So maybe you want to introduce some of our products that you're seeing on our Female Solution page, where we're introducing you to new things, and we'll be adding more as more people ask us, well, can I put my things on your page? Well, if you want to be a promoter, if you want to be a prosperity partner and promote those products, you can get paid. Set up your TikTok shop. So it's just making money is so simple today. There's no reason for people to be in a state of panic, especially because getting started costs nothing. And just think what you can generate. And this is why we're seeing so much resistance, because what happens when the big businesses can no longer control your time from 9 to 5? What happens? I mean, we've got even more products and services, and I am definitely going to make sure I have a TikTok shop. I'm going to make sure that I can sell to the world, because if you have information and if you are a book writer, if you're worried about shipping a book, you can create an ebook. People are reading books now on their Kindle. So you can do so many things that give you a chance to find more ways of creating an income. And this is what we want people to think, to not be afraid to try something new. We've got a few comments here. And Viata says, Grand Rising Sisters, great info on beginning of trading business and how it looks today. So the face of business has changed. It isn't going to change. It has changed. It has changed. And I've been overseas. I have seen people take a regular SUV and turn it into a mobile store. So people are learning how to take what they have and make a living. So you don't have to have the big office downtown or a big store in the shopping mall. You don't have to have those things in order to have a business anymore. You just need your cell phone. That's all you need. And it's so simple. So we really do want you to have a business on the side, even if you have a job. Don't ever have people have you in a state of fear where you can't go and pick up your sick child from school because they say you can't leave or we'll fire you. You can't stay home with your elderly mother who is not feeling well, and you need to make sure that she doesn't have to go to the doctor, and you are afraid to leave because they'll say, well, you can't stay home today. You don't have any more sick days. You don't have any more time off. We'll fire you. You can't spend quality time with your family in the evenings because they say, well, you got to do overtime today or we'll fire you. Nobody can control your life like that when you have your own business. And I'm not saying that those who are employed by a company shouldn't be reliable. You should always be reliable. But people have to learn respect. And it's always family first. And when somebody demands that you neglect your family and your loved ones for their company because they're making money, they don't respect you. And so you have to respect yourself enough to create something that nobody controls but you. And that means getting a business that you can get paid directly. You don't have to wait till payday. You can get paid daily. That's why so many people are driving Lyft and Uber and everything, because they can get paid daily and they can control where they're going to go, who they're going to pick up. They can control that. And people like controlling their money and not having to wait weeks and weeks until somebody finally gives you a paycheck. And then sometimes it's shorter than what you thought it was. And you got to argue, well, didn't I work overtime this day and all that? Well, no, that wasn't really overtime. That was, all these, you don't want to do that. So this is why we're urging you to get those social media accounts so that you can buy and sell whatever it is, whether it's something you made, something somebody else made, something that you know how to do. Whatever it is, you have the power to earn a living with it now. This is the great equalizer. Your mobile store, your TikTok account, your access to the world marketplace. And you don't need a plane ticket to get there. You just
Don't need to ride a camel. Don't need to rent a camel anymore.
You don't have to rent a camel anymore and do a caravan across the desert to reach the other side of the world. You can. That used to be the thing. Yep. I was watching a show this morning, and they were talking about how things have changed just in the last 50 years, where you just would not have imagined that things would be this openly accessible, where everybody can reach everybody. And now that the restrictions are removed to our access to people, we have to remove the fear that's been conditioned in us to believe that we can't do it. Young people, they don't have any fear. That's why you're seeing more and more young millionaires, like millionaires under 30, because they don't have any fear. They haven't been programmed for 40 and 50 and 60 years the way we have. So they can see an opportunity and grasp it and just start making money. And they don't have anything in their brain that says, you can't do that. You're not the right social class. You're not the right gender. You're not the right color. You're not the right nationality. You're not following the right religion. You can't do that. They don't have that in their brain. So they do everything. And we need to do everything because there's nobody stopping us but us today. So, yes, we're going to take our last break. And you're going to tell us all about what is it we're going to learn about after the break?
Well, how to find what product to sell on your store.
Some of the products you want to sell in your store. Give you a good jump stop. What's popular and what would people like to be able to buy with a tap on their phone? So we'll be right back. And we want you to be thinking about that store name that you can put up, something catchy on TikTok that can drive people to you. So we'll be right back after this last break. And for those who are listening online, you can join this conversation if you got some questions. He's always right here, international businesswoman. You can ask some questions. Give us a call, 515-605-9325. Or you can dial us on the on-air radio network at 727-731-5192. Because we want to talk to you. And we're going to take some calls when we come back. So stick and stay. Don't stray away. We will be right back after this quick break. So stay.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif, And if you're watching this, that means you're one of the 4.6 billion people from around the world who are using an electronic device to talk to people. In these times, people are using the internet to talk to everybody. Friends, neighbors, family members, co-workers. People are on their cell phones and computers all day long. Now, if you're in business, that is great news. That means you can sell your products and services all day long and never have to leave your home. All you need is a media connection, somebody to connect you to an audience. And that's why I'm talking to you today. We produce programs, and our audience members are people who shop. They buy clothes, food, beauty supplies, cleaning supplies, home repair, transportation services, child care services. Whatever you're selling, they need to buy it. We're your media connection. Just follow this link, and tomorrow you can sit back and relax at home while your business is making you money.
Yes, you can sit back and relax at home while your business is making you money. And we want you to do just that, to be able to sit back and relax at home while your business is making you money. So all you need to do is to be able to simply find that product or service that you want to promote. And you can, of course, be one of those who is an independent business person. And as always, we appreciate the fact that you are able to be a part of the female solution by going to the Prosperity Partners page and signing up so that you can make money when you need. That's all it takes. So, of course, you have to take that step. And we want you to think about how the world is going to look 50 years from now. Because we will all be self-empowered. We have an opportunity to transform the whole global society in the next 50 years. 50 years from now, the earth will be populated by a new generation of adults, many of whom are yet unborn. Our mission is to nurture them in childhood with love, guidance, and protection, and to raise them in healthy, happy families. If we impart values of compassion, generosity, and respect for fellow human beings in the next generation of children, they will create a world where people can live together in peace. This is our goal. Be a part of the transformation. Get your copy of the book, The Female Solution. Go to www.naimalatif.com. That's www.naimalatif.com.
Yes, we want you to be a part of the solution. Get your copy of the book, The Female Solution. You know, one of the things that motivated me to become an author was the realization that you can influence thought by sharing them in a book. And now books are being bought and sold all over the world, even because there are ways to sell them electronically. You can sell ebooks, you can sell audio books so people can listen. So there's so many ways to share information. So anybody can become an author. And of course, our Tuesday host, Asada, features authors all the time. And there's so many people who have knowledge. You would just share it in a book. So I mean, you've got Amazon books, and so that's maybe one of those things that people choose to sell on TikTok. So now tell us. I know that there are a lot of popular things that people are buying and selling every day. What's something a person can get started with on TikTok? And it's going to be an instant seller, instant, they're going to see traffic because this is something people are looking for.
Well, I think I will start with I think firstly, you want to see your audience, how you track your audience. You want to see what your audience, like your followers, interested. And then you and your audience have common interest, then find what actually a product actually embody that kind of interest. That's one thing. Another one is, for me is, we live a life. We have a small problem at home here and there. How to make our life easier?
Mm.
Like I said, we were talking about the honey warmers, because one thing is, in cold winter, even like when I was in Orlando in the winter time, not even like in Chicago, I hate to get up in the morning and sit on the cold toilet seat. And then so then they was saying, what? I remember my mom in China, she has something address that issue. So I went online and looked for it. What I didn't go to Amazon, because I know everything in Amazon charge like 30-40% more. So I went to AliExpress. And I think that's how people should start to get their product to sell on TikTok. So with the AliExpress is actually division of the Alibaba, the big the Amazon of China, which is has much more revenue than Amazon, and then they have a connection with all the manufacturers in China. So I went to the AliExpress. You can also do that on your own phone tab. You can download the app for AliExpress. So I have an account with AliExpress, and I bought my first thing is the honey warmer, because that's my problem. That was my problem. Now I don't. So I got like 2 or 3 for my house, because you can wash it. You can, doing laundry, just throw in the laundry to wash it, and then you can change it just like a bed seat. So that's where I start. And I asked my friend around, they don't have it here, and they don't. You can't find that in the American stores. But you know what? Just think of how many toilets in America, the household. So that's the first thing you can start with. The other one, I was thinking, okay, my bathtub clogged for several days, and I was dreading about calling the plumber and spend $300. So what I did, because I like to see the short videos selling, and I find this product that actually can be, it's we in the store we have the plunger, but the plunger doesn't work a lot of time. And so I saw this new product and I bought it. And I used when the plunger fails, this little blaster work wonders. And I think I will start with this too. I advise like 2 or 3 people in the past few days. I say start with household items that save their money, which is this thing costs like less than $20, to your house. Sometimes the price depends on who you buy things, but it's a huge saving from calling a plumber for $300. If on weekend they will charge more. So I mean, that's your friends. Every household should keep this.
Yes, if you've got a toilet, if you got a house, you got a toilet. Whatever kind of house it is, whatever kind of apartment it is, you got a toilet. So yes, for those who are listening, we have these products on our website up on the screen. The thing about having your TikTok store, you got 15, 30 seconds. You can be advertising it, tell them where they can go online, order it, all these things, AliExpress for shipping. So there's really no reason for you not to do something that can generate money for you without you having to physically go. And I'm not, no shade on any of the other products, Mary Kay, whatever, all those stuff. You gotta buy it first and you have to stock it first and then you can sell it. Well, this is something when you're selling online, you don't have to. You can do drop shipping. You can have it sent directly to your customer, and you're just the go between that promotes it online. That's what's so powerful about having an online store. You're not sitting with a garage full of inventory. You're just selling it, and you're the go between the manufacturer and the consumer. That's what people are looking for. Who has a following that they can reach customers? And that's what makes it so popular, to be able to reach people online. Now, yesterday we had as a guest a Facebook influencer, and she was explaining the whole thing with it's about numbers. And that's what this information war is about. Because TikTok has numbers, and that's why it's popular. You're talking about a whole continent of people. First, the Chinese, populations are very dense, and you got people who are buying and selling. And so TikTok, when it emerged, you already had access to hundreds, thousands, millions of people already. And then as we add other places, America, Europe, Africa, to be able to reach billions on a cell phone. How powerful are you? So an influencer is somebody that is paid to promote certain things to their following. And when you've got, several thousand followers, you might get hired as an influencer. And the whole idea is for you to get numbers of people following your social media page, because people in business pay for that, because that's how they need to reach people. So if you've got a TikTok page where you've got 500,000 people following you, how powerful is that to a manufacturer that's trying to sell their product? And you do your little 15-second video and pull it up, and wow. So this is why, if you just get a TikTok account and start building up, just putting on, videos and photos and so forth, build a following. Next thing you know, you have enough to start your store, and then you'll be independent, financially independent.
Yeah, I think that the to start with, I think there's a shipping charge. So with
Gotta factor
Amazon,
that in.
yeah, and from Amazon, you only get shipping for free when you buy a group of product
Yeah,
over
bulk.
like what $25, $35, then you get free shipping. And then the TikTok store, I just bought another item from a TikTok store. Their shipping is very high too. So you also have the shipping. But the good thing with AliExpress, most of their products shipping charge is $2 from China to the US.
Yes, because they're probably, bringing it in bulk to the US, so it costs less when you bring more at a time, of course. I've had to ship things from overseas, so I know that's one of the things. If you go through a company like that.
Yeah,
they can offer less.
because AliExpress has such a they have their own shipping channel, so they cut
Mm-hmm.
cost.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I would suggest if you can do the drop shipping with AliExpress first, what you can do in a simple way is you collect money from your TikTok account, you manually enter in your AliExpress account, and then change the receiver and the address to the customer and have AliExpress deliver to the client directly rather than you collect the inventory and you have to send out the product yourself. That's
Right.
that's the two costs is inventory and shipping charge. You
Right.
probably don't want to do that, and also what happens when you can't sell. So what you do is actually like drop shipping, nothing goes through, no inventory. All you need to do is collect the information and enter through your own AliExpress account and have the shipping address to your customer. And that's that I
Yeah.
think that's how I would suggest to start with.
You'd be surprised how many young people are becoming millionaires doing just what Zoe just described, making money online without you having to be the person that collects all the inventory, repackages it, reships it, because there's a business that does it. There are businesses that do that. So all you are is you're the promoter, basically. That's all you have to do. You promote it so that other people sell it and other people buy it, and then you have it shipped to them. And you get the percentage as the promoter. So what do you need for that? A cell phone. I mean, really, yeah, of course you want to have your computer and you want to, know as much as you can about how to go online and do things. But to start off is so simple. And so this is why once we recognize that the world of commerce has changed, we can change the way we think about how to generate money. It isn't someone deciding they like the way you use the right color paper for your resume. Did you use the right font in the way you described your past work experience? And then they'll hire you if you wore the right color tie or the right uh, designed dress, or where's your makeup and all that stuff. That, oh, will they hire me if I do all these things? all of that all of that is gone in terms of people having to prepare to be hired by somebody in order to make a living. That's gone. So if you're still in a school that's teaching you these things in order to prepare you for that 9 to 5 that you're hoping somebody's going to offer you after you've paid all that money to go to college, that model is gone. And we need to stop teaching that to our high school students, because we're preparing them for a world that won't exist when they get out of school. And the ones who just graduated, they're figured that out too. So the smartest thing you can do is figure out how to work your smartphone. That's the smartest thing you can do right now, because that is your tool to make your money. And we need to acknowledge the reality that exists and stop preparing our children for a world that is no more. What they need to be able to do is learn how to reach people. And one thing I would say, if you're smart, you'll learn some different languages just as a way to be courteous when your customer base is perhaps outside of your language group. That's why we every day teach you languages, teach you how to greet people, how to say thank you in other languages, because this is a global economy and we want you to be prepared.
And I think for young people, travel, spend a year or something, travel outside your own city, own neighborhood, or you to another country. Actually, I just a friend forwarded to me that you actually can go for a summer camp in China to learn Chinese for free. So I probably can send it. You this summer the China offer scholarship to learn Chinese for like a few weeks in the summer, and also for college students, they want to learn something, some university offer some summer camps. They all free. All you need to pay your airfare and visa. The room and board and travel within China is free. They give you a scholarship for that. I think for me, I started traveling when I was very little. I think that when even I was 10 years old, I will get on the train for like 2 hours to see my grandma. I was just 10-year old, and China at that time was very safe. I wouldn't. I think a period of time in China was not safe to do that anymore. I think maybe the late 90s and early 2000s, the changes in China, it was not safe, but now it's still you can do that. But I was like, as a 10-year-old, I will hop on the train for 2 hours and then walk another half an hour to my grandma's house.
Wow.
And then so I was trained to be fearless and then aware of my surroundings. But at that time, China was very safe. I think because at that time, China didn't have a market economy as it is now. And money means nothing because everything was controlled. You need a coupon to buy anything. So money alone won't buy anything. So there was no human trafficking. But after that, when there was not a lot of product to sell, and then money means more, money can buy everything. So for a period of 10 years, the human trafficking was a very big problem in China.
So
the kids and the women was sold for that time. It was very. I was shocked to learn that because that happened after I came to the United States, and I didn't understand it.
You came here in the right time.
Yeah, but you know what? Because when China was poor, like I told you, when my mom was little, her worst fear is, grow up in a family with extreme poverty. Her worst fear is to be sold as a child labor.
Wow.
That was just my mom.
Yes.
It was not very long ago.
And this is a bit of history that a lot of us are unaware of. It's very important for us to know, particularly as African American people that have gone through a very ugly experience, that all over the world, on every continent, people have descended to the level of human trafficking. It's not just us people. I know we like to say that nobody else. No, everybody did it because human nature is the way it is all over the planet. There's greed and there is fear. And so people will sell things that shouldn't be sold, such as other people. And they will be able to do that because of the lack of ethics of the people that buy other people. And this has happened globally. So we need to know that so that we can know this is not a situation that we can't get out of emotionally. One of our biggest sellers is a book, Slavery, the African American Psychic Trauma. And one of the reasons why is because we deal with the fact that we're still traumatized by that and we're stuck there and we got to get unstuck. We have to know that that was an experience that we had for a time, just like it was an experience that the Chinese people had for a time, until people realized you don't have to do that. You can create other products, and then you can excel at creating other products, and then you can see that you can have an influence on the whole world community, and you don't have to sell people. So this is something that all human families need to learn when it comes to those dark periods in our history, and everybody had them, when they were selling people, selling women, selling children, and women are still being sold and bought all over the world for sex and everything else. Children are still being sold as laborers. So that's child trafficking is still happening. Many countries that are still doing it. So this is why we can change the world with an economy that equalizes the opportunity to make money by giving everybody the same equal opportunity to buy and sell something wholesome, something legal, something that's uplifting and health producing, and not the things that destroy us. It's possible for everybody to do it. We've got some comments here. And our wonderful sister Zelda says, wow, 10-year-old Zoe only in China. Coupons? China child labor? Man's inhumanity will be the death of this dying planet. Yes, unless we raise the consciousness. And, and we're going to take a caller before we go real quick. But, I'm excited because we're changing the future by changing what we do right now. And Zoe has been so instrumental in helping us bridge the gap between America and China. And we're doing it with our students next week. Our students are going to do a special live podcast in the evening, which will be daytime in China. And we'll be connecting with a classroom in China. And they'll get a chance to talk to the students directly and feel the commonality. We're with 7th and 8th graders talking to 7th and 8th graders, and they've got some great questions that they're going to be asking to really get a feel for life in China and to possibly even make some permanent friends. You never know. But we're opening the lines of communication to make it happen at our podcast training class that we do every Wednesday. My dear sister Zelda and I at Betty Shabazz International Charter School right here in Chicago. The vision of Haki and Safisha Matabuti, and they have created a whole school full of globally minded students who respect their great heritage of people who were doing commerce all over the world long before the Europeans came to America. Shiploads of Africans came here and they were doing business with the indigenous people, a bit of history that we don't hear about. So our connection to this land is not through slavery, it's through trade, it's through exploration, and through making friends. So we want to help our students learn this. And we got a listener on air network. I believe we got Minister Plump. You got about 30 seconds to give us a thought. I know that Mayor Brandon Johnson was in your building yesterday, I believe. You can unmute yourself and give us your brief thought about the exciting possibilities of global business. As a businessman yourself, go right ahead and unmute and give us your thoughts.
Shalom, assalamu alaikum. Yes, Mayor Brandon Johnson, he was fantastic in the Mount Clair building yesterday. It was packed house. Reverend Jackson was there, and also our alderman of the 16th Ward, Stephanie Coleman, and other black historians, that worked with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Mahalia Jackson, and Harry Belafonte. We had a fantastic celebration here, and for more information, brothers and sisters can go to Robert Plump's Facebook page for an update on yesterday and pictures and everything, and also they can call me at 312-882-5935. Thank you.
Well, all right.
God,
thank you so much.
And we love you, and I will make sure that, thank God for the female solution, that you get my full report.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Wa alaikum salam. Thank you so much.
Ramadan Mubarak.
And Ramadan Mubarak to you. Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, Minister Plump. He's joined our
90 seconds.
On-air reporting team. He's part of our Prosperity Partners. And Minister Plump is on the case out there making it happen. So we're so grateful for you. Thank you for all you do. And you've been listening to and watching the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. And today you got a bit of information as we shop with Zoe. So last words before we go. We got about 30 seconds before we head out of here.
60 seconds.
Well, TikTok just opened a world to every one of us. Let's enjoy it and then maximize that opportunity for a world that equalizes. Capital, money is now the sole factor of your success. TikTok will be your ticket to your financial freedom. Use it.
I like that. All right. TikTok, your ticket to financial freedom. Use it. Great words. All right. We'll see you next time, and join us tomorrow for Health and Well-Being with Viana right here on the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. Until that time, continue to shine your light.
Yes. Peace. Peace and prosperity.
Peace and prosperity.
10 seconds.
And prosperity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yes.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution. Join me, Naima Latif, every morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, as we bring you stimulating discussions about the issues affecting our lives. If you're listening online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution, press the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every morning directly to your email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, Executive Producer of the Female Solution Radio Show. We invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Zdravstuyte. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo. In South Africa, Sawubona. In Senegal, Nangadef. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, Palestine, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all. Join us live on the on-air radio network. Call 727-731-5192. We want to talk to you.
Goodbye.